Good afternoon, you ruddy lovely people. You are all very welcome along to the Lilywhite YouTube channel. I hope that you're all having a smashing day and week wherever you are in the world and whatever you are planning to get up to. And you are all very welcome along to your latest and your greatest Tottenham Hotspur news. And news coming out yesterday in that Dejan Kulusevski is now out injured. We don't have an exact time as to how long he'll be out for, but this has been coming. This has been coming. Kulusevski has looked overworked for weeks and weeks now. He's played so many games this season, hasn't really been given a rest, and this has been coming. I did a video on the channel the other day, right, responding to all the people who keep saying Ange is so unlucky, he has to deal with these injuries, and I stated that a lot of these injuries are down to him. He rushed back Mickey van der Ven and Romero, and because of the system that he plays, because we're right at the top of the table when it comes to running stats and playing the ball out quickly, it causes players to be overworked. Players can't handle it. And yeah, some of our players should do better and manage their fitness better. But at the same time, why do no other clubs have as many injuries as we do? It's because of the manager and the system that he plays. Of course, a few of them are unlucky, but quite a lot of them are down to players being overworked in the system that demands so much from them. So much from them, you know. You look at Liverpool, top of the league, right? Is it a coincidence that their running stats are right at the bottom of the table, but despite their running stats being right at the bottom of the table, they're top of the Premier League table and they barely have any players out? It's because they're not overworking their team. They're rotating when they can. Yeah, they're using their options. And Liverpool, yes, they've got a better squad than us, but you look at that squad at the beginning of the season, we've got players to rotate, right? We haven't got the players to rotate now because people are constantly out injured. And something else that really grinds my gears in, right? You keep hearing a lot of Ange's biggest backers go, wait till he gets his fully fit side back, right? And these people know that he won't get his fully fit side back this season. Do you know why? Because when players start returning from injury, the ones who have been playing over the last few months will then be out injured because they've been overworked. Because this manager, when we've had a few injuries, hasn't adapted, so he doesn't get any more. Look at Iriola. The injuries started piling up at Bournemouth. What did he do? He changed the system a little bit, went a little bit more defensive, tried to preserve energy, and now players are starting to come back and they're getting that fully fit squad again. Whereas Spurs are always going to have those injuries this season because when players are coming back, you know, players who've been overworked the last few months are then going to be out. Cool, we've got, you know, this is just an example. I know he hasn't been injured for too long and he did come back recently, but cool, Brennan Johnson, our right winger's back. Oh, but Kulusevski's out. How unlucky. What are the chances? Well, when you look at our running stats, when you look at the fact Kulu's played most games over the last couple of months, and when you look at the fact that the manager hasn't adapted his system to make sure we don't get any more injuries or limit the amount of injuries we get, it's not surprising. Again, you can't put all the injuries down to the manager. Of course, a few are unlucky. Every team gets injuries. But it's not a coincidence or just Spurs being extremely unlucky that we've got the most out of other teams. And to use that as a reason why Ange should stay, and to use that as a reason as to why he deserves more time, it's the opposite for me. It's why he doesn't deserve more time. He keeps coming out and saying it. You take away, you know, these players from Man City, Liverpool, see how they go. Well, you don't have to, because those teams rotate their squads, they rest players, and when they start getting a few injuries, they adapt their system, they adapt their style of play, so they don't get any more, to limit the amount that they get after that. Whereas our manager doesn't. Players started dropping, as I say, towards the end of last year, but what did he do? He kept playing the high press football, he kept playing the high line, and it led to more and more injuries, especially in the defence. Mickey van der Ven and Romero. Ange's coming out in press conferences saying, you know, you imagine if Liverpool or Man City lose their two centre-backs. No, they won't. Because when they've been out injured because you've overworked them, they're not going to rush them back in a big game like Chelsea at home. But you did. You started them in that game, mate. And then you want me to be sympathetic, Ange and his fans, sympathetic to the fact he's got injuries. No. Injuries, as I say, this season for Spurs are not a reason we should be backing Ange and giving him more time. They're a reason why we should be annoyed at him. Some are unlucky, but a lot of them are down to his system, the fact he's not willing to adapt so that he can limit the amount of injuries he gets. And now that players are starting to return, other players are going to be out injured. And the big Anginas are going to come out and say, well, it's just our luck, isn't it? Ange's had to deal with so much. No, it's not. It's not a coincidence. Stop overworking your players and manage your squad better. Do Bournemouth have a better squad than us? No. Brighton? No. So many of these teams above us, even Villa, Newcastle, no, but their managers rotate, their managers manage their squad, their managers adapt, and because of that they get less injuries, because of that they get more results, and because of that they are a better club than us at the minute, and they are in a better position. Injuries are not a reason we should be sympathetic towards this manager, they're a reason we should call him out, because a lot of them are down to him, and a lot of them could have been prevented. That is my take on it. Kulusevski now at one of our best players, but you have overworked him. You have run him into the ground in a system that doesn't work. You're persisting with stuff that's failing. It's who we are, mate. Look, we've got a big game tomorrow. Like I always say in these videos, I've just had a massive rant about Ange, but I really hope he can turn it around. I really hope he can win us a trophy, and if he does, fair play to him. I want to be proven wrong with this guy, but everything he comes out and says and does seems to do my head in at the minute. I wish him all the best of luck tomorrow against Alkmaar. I really hope we can get it over the line. He gets it tactically bang on. We go out there and win 5-0, and I'll give him loads and loads of praise after if we do. But Alkmaar are no mugs whatsoever. They beat Galatasaray, and that's going to be a very, very tough game. We'll have some content on the channel tomorrow, match reaction, maybe a video in the morning. But yes, good content to look forward to on the channel. Look, you guys have been awesome. Take care of yourselves. Have a smashing rest of your day and week. And as always, come on you Spurs, Enoch and